in this video, I'm going to talk to you guys about 8 grown women habits girls learn too late. When we're going through our young years, a lot of the times we don't realize that these are actually the things that we need to learn in order to become the women that we are meant to be. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into the habits we tend to learn too late. So the first habit is learning to embrace self-acceptance. When us women are going through life, especially in our young years, a lot of the times we pick on every single thing that we may find wrong in ourselves. And, we start to look at ourselves and be like, oh, I think I should change this, or I think I should change that. I don't like my nose. I feel like I'm too hairy, or you may not like your height, or there are some things you may not like about yourself. But what we don't realize is that the more we keep on focusing on our insecurities and not accept them as who we are and love them regardless of anything, the more it's going to lead to more insecurities and more problems. Of course, it's going to come up in so many things. We really struggle just trying to maintain our image, trying to make sure that, we look good in the eyes of others, or like, oh my God, what are these men going to say about me? We're always trying to seek validation from the outside, not realizing that that's not real beauty. Real beauty is from owning who you are and embracing every single part of yourself. And unfortunately, this is a habit we learn later on in life, because then we realize that, the more I'm gonna keep on picking on myself, that's not really helping in any way, and it's gonna cause more hurt and more problems. So self-acceptance is something that every single woman should embrace, because it's going to change your life. Now you're not trying to validate yourself, you're just being who you are. Another habit women learn too late is setting boundaries like a boss. So most of us, we've been there where we were always trying to people please. We're always making sure that everybody is doing okay. We're making sure that we're not trying to, offend anybody. Always remember, every time you do something out of your will just to please somebody else, but deep down you don't want to do it, but you're just doing it because you want to please them and you want to make sure they're content, well, guess what? You are disappointing yourself. And so when we become grown, we realize that no, it's all about setting boundaries. Unfortunately, some people like to take advantage of your kindness. They are selfish and they don't really care about you personally. They care about what they can get out of you. So I think that this habit really allows us to step into our power and to demand respect, because now when you set the boundaries, you are telling the person it's either you do this or it's not gonna happen. I'm not letting you enter my life. And this is so important, to just protect your peace and make sure that you only got people around you that do respect you and do respect your boundaries. Another habit that us women learn too late is mastering emotional intelligence. So a lot of us would go through reacting over emotions. And there is an explanation behind this. Us women, we are extremely emotional. And I'm pretty sure you guys know that. Whoever is watching, you've probably heard it a million times, and from your own experience that, we are emotional beings. Now, the thing though is that we would always let our emotions get the best of us. So if somebody said something that offends us, or somebody said something that didn't sit right with you, you may directly act out of emotion. Maybe you would directly start shouting, or you would raise your voice, or you may just do things just because you were angry at the moment. But then when you grow old, you realize how important it is for you to actually control your emotions and not let your emotions control you. You get to a point where you're like, okay, if somebody is gonna say something that I don't like, I'm not gonna let it affect me. It has nothing to do with me, and it has everything to do with them. So this is a habit, unfortunately, a lot of us learn too late, because before we would always just react without thinking, but now we're like, okay, I listened to what you said, but so what? I'm gonna stay calm and collected, and I'm not gonna let you get the best of me, because you realize that if you're gonna react to everything that happens to you, you are giving them your power. Whereas if you strategically react in a very powerful way, then the power is actually in your hands. And I'm telling you, this is something that's going to help you navigate in every single situation in your life, whether you're going through a relationship, whether in your career, whether with friendships. I'm telling you, in every single aspect, you controlling your emotions is gonna do you a really big favor. Another habit women learn too late is financial independence. At some point, we were dependent on maybe our families or maybe our partner, but then we come to realize that no, I can't stay like this because I'm not gonna depend myself on somebody else. Here's the thing, the only person you should depend on is God. And I know to some of you, you're like, what do you mean? But I'm in a relationship and I expect my partner to take care of me. 100%. He should take care of you. But it's very important to realize that, yeah, you may be in a relationship, but it's also really important to have your own thing going on. And that could be you pursuing your passion. And a lot of the times, that's a win-win for you if you pursue your passion and you're actually making money out of it. A lot of us learn that financial independence do us a big favor, because here's the thing, financial abuse is real. Unfortunately, maybe a lot of women did depend on a partner, and then they would feel like that partner would control them in a way because, oh, now he knows that you're dependent on him. So I need you to remember this, but don't become financially independent because you've got a fear of this happening to you. It's very important to not act based on fear, but act based on a bigger purpose for yourself and you actually wanting the best for you. Then you realize the importance of saving for money, actually building wealth for yourself and building wealth for others. Another habit women learn too late is prioritizing self-care as it's non-negotiable. I'm pretty sure a lot of you can relate where, you know, we would just be young girls. All we want to do is like hang out with our friends. All we want to do is just have fun in life, you know. We've got this like famous saying that is, you only live once, and you would think that life is all about just you trying to search for pleasure. But then there comes a point when, you know, you're stepping into womanhood and you realize that, no, I'm not gonna prioritize hangouts and parties and, you know, trying to do all these things that everybody is doing. No, I'm gonna prioritize my self-care in every single way possible. And that obviously includes your mind, your body, and your soul. When it comes, let's say, to mind, well, we realize that it's all about educating ourselves. We tend to go from what we know to wanting to know more than what we know. And we start to love watching podcasts, you know, reading books, listening to different motivational speakers, listening to successful stories instead of just like, let's say, watching a movie or watching a random series. We start to prioritize, you know, going to the gym or practicing a sport, eating healthy. You may tend to realize that, you know, your body is a temple. God gave you a temple to take care of it, and we're not just gonna harm ourselves. And when it comes to, you know, your soul, which is one of the most important things taken out of prioritizing self-care, which is having a relationship with God. Before, maybe a lot of us would think that it's all about religion, you know, it's all about going maybe to church, it's all about just saying a thank you at night to God. But no, that's not what it's all about. I can speak about myself as well when it comes to this. Like, when I became grown, I realized it's more than just a thank you. You know, you need to have a relationship with God, because just like it's a two-way street when you're having a conversation with someone, you say something and then you allow them to speak. This is the same thing that needs to be done with God. I can confidently say that I have my relationship checked in with Jesus Christ. He's been my refuge. He's been my everything. And I don't think I would be where I am today if it wasn't for God. And I thank him every single day. I have a conversation with him every single day, because that's how it should be. And you also want to hear back from him. And something that will really help you when it comes to that is also reading your Bible, you know, making sure that you're living righteously. And yeah, I pray that God always gives me the boldness to speak about him, because he is everything. And your life will be totally meaningless without God. Another habit that women learn too late is practicing delayed gratification. And what does it mean? We realize the importance of only allowing what we truly deserve in our lives. A lot of the times when we're young, I'm pretty sure you guys can relate to that. Like, we would hop in relationships as if it's nothing, as if it's like a fun thing, you know what I mean? And that is because we're just settling for what's there. And I can tell you guys that about me for sure. Like, my past relationships, I feel like I just settled for what was just there. And that's the truth. looking back, I should have waited for the right one, because I'm telling you, I saw a lot of red flags in the beginning during the relationship, but I still decided to stay. And that is because part of it, I didn't know my worth. And another reason would probably be like, he was just there and I was just like, you know what, I love being in a relationship, let's do this. And that kind of led to a cycle of pain and hurt, because it wasn't true love. It was more of like an ego need. I always strive to be in a relationship. I love the concept of love, and I was like, you know what, even though that person was hurting me, let us, you know, continue, because you never know, he could be the one. Like, I was in that cycle that was so toxic, and I'm so happy I got out of it, because now I realize that it's all about waiting for what you truly deserve and never settling for less. At the end of the day, you gotta keep your standards high, and only the person that meets those standards, there you go. Another habit we women tend to learn too late is prioritizing our gut feelings. And oh my goodness, a lot of the times we may go from like listening to what people are telling us. Oh, my mom said this, okay, I should do this. Oh, my friend said this, okay, let me follow her advice. But deep down, you're like not comfortable doing it, or you feel like there's just something off. I can't tell you how many times my gut feeling has been right. It's been right my whole life. And it could even be about specific people. Like, I remember since I was young, I would tell my parents and my relatives, like, for example, somebody new was hanging out with like all of us, I'd be like, there's just something off about this person. Nobody would believe me until eventually that person's true colors like come to fruition, and now everybody is like, oh, Noor was right. And I am still this person till this day. I just have that gut instinct that just tells me that something is wrong, and I learned to trust that gut instinct, because that gut instinct could be God even telling you that something is off and you should follow your instinct. A lot of us women, because of how much we ignored our gut instincts when we were young, we started listening more to our gut feelings. And even it could be you trying to achieve a particular thing. Maybe whoever is around you may not see what's going on. They may tell you like, what are you doing? It's never gonna happen. Well, guess what? If your gut instinct is telling you you should pursue that, you better do it. And I can tell you right now, like, there are a lot of things that are happening in my life that don't make sense to anybody. It makes sense to me though, because I'm being led by God and I'm being led by my instincts. And I know for a fact one time I'm gonna look back and be like, thank God I followed my instincts. And the last habit that us women realize too late is investing in experiences and not just things. You know, a lot of the times when we're young, we tend to want like a fancy bag, we want jewelry, we want like the best makeup. I remember when I was young, I would spend so much money on makeup. And the funny thing is that I didn't need makeup when I was young, but I would still spend a lot of money on makeup. And then when I grew old, I realized that, okay, makeup is cool and all, but I don't need to spend that much money on it. Let me just get what I need. Like, I would have 10 eyeshadow palettes, like 30 different lip liners. And now I'm like, no, I don't need that much. I'm just gonna get what I need for now. And that's pretty much it, because a lot of us come to realize that spending our money on experiences is much more important than things. And this is what I started to do. Like, now I would rather spend my money on experiences like traveling, spending time with my family, spending time with my friends, going out, just experiencing new things that I haven't experienced before, because I know for a fact that those experiences are producing memories, and those memories will never die. Whereas if you buy something, okay, then what? It's just a thing. Like, you're not gonna take that with you. So this is like something that a lot of us learn too late, to just be smart with our money and invest it on meaningful things. And yeah, everyone, with that being said, that brings us to the end of this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys maybe learned something new. If you want to see more videos, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And of course, make sure you follow me on my socials to stay connected with me. Don't hesitate to ever, let's say, send me a message, or, you know, if you ever want to chit chat, let's do it. Okay, I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.